Hello there. Okay, I'm hoping this is working. I was trying to set something up so my daughter could listen to me on my cell phone in her bedroom. And, oh, sorry. It's really crazy here today. And for some reason, it wasn't picking up the thing. So hopefully, Isabel, you're in your room and you can hear me. This will put her to sleep. Remember, she used to sit in the tent? Yeah, she's upgraded to staying in her bedroom now. Okay, everyone. Hello. It's 9 o'clock on Thursday. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm just giggly today. I have had a very beautiful day. It's always up and down, right? Days are like that, but in the end, it just ends up being a lot of fun. My family's upstairs having a dance party. My mom's over. It's been a very nice evening. So it's funny. I'm trying, when people sign up for these calls, there's some new people coming in, there's some regulars that come in. So I usually just jump into the call, start talking, and then I get emails from people saying, yeah, you don't introduce what you're going to do, you just jump in. So I'm going to take 2 or 3 minutes to do a quick introduction. So these calls have been going on for, oh my gosh, like since 2020, beginning of COVID-ish, and they're still going, and we might as well keep doing them until we level out, because there's a lot of craziness happening around us, right? So when you do something like these calls, what I get great benefit of it, because there's a lot of people that I know benefit. I get a lot of nice emails after, so it warms my heart. So I do get payment. I get payment of love. And if I'm sending love, I'm receiving love. When you see divinity in things, divinity sees you back. So it could be looking at flowers, whatever it is, that love that you're sending out and seeing the divinity in everything on this planet, how beautiful it is, it sends love back to you. So doing something like this is that reciprocal feeling. I get a lot of love out of it. I love doing it, so I do it. And I have fun doing it. So the call itself, I usually talk a little bit, and it's funny because I get a few people in my family that say you talk all over the place, focus your thoughts. The thing is, when I do this type of call, I'm actually feeling people's energy, and it's everyone's energy, even people that aren't even on the call yet, that are going to come on the next 10 minutes. We're all kind of in this soup of energy. So I feel their anxiety, I feel their hopes, I feel their worries, I feel all of it. So then I just kind of get a little bit overwhelmed, and then I just start talking, and then time goes, and I was talking way too much without a specific topic. So there's a bit of a talk, then we get into the healing, and the healing is quite beautiful, but the healing's already started. It actually starts about 4 to 5 minutes before we start the call. So I have this gift. It's been a gift. It's gotten stronger and stronger as anything that you do gets stronger and stronger the more you do it. When I heal, I do things differently. I'm not doing it. I step out of the way, and these beings of light have always come through. And what's happened over the years, I just have collected more of them. So I had a small team when I was doing this a long time ago, and now this team lights up the room. And sometimes we have guests that come in. So if there is an issue I'm dealing with, that's something new, and there might be some being on the other side that specializes in dealing with that, they will walk in for that specific healing. So although I'm just creating a healing space by really allowing these beautiful beings of light, this love to come through, I step out of the way and they work their magic. And the human mind can't understand what's being done. And this is where I was told many years ago, stop trying to understand it, because when my brain's trying to understand what's happening, I will actually stop them from doing the magic that they came to do. So I'm in a resistance state. I'm not allowing because I don't understand what's happening. So over the many years of doing this, I then have realized the miracles I see happening with people, that I just need to step out of the way and let it happen. So right now I'm dealing with some critical cases, and some of them are people who are close to us. some people who are in stage 4 of cancer, and me and Nassim, my partner, and some other people from their family are working together, and we're seeing tremendous results. And it's not us doing it by any means. It is the belief of the person. So yes, there is a healing environment that comes through this call, comes through a healing session, but we're co-creating a healing, because yes, we can create a healing. That's my gift. But it is you that's the healer, because you are allowing that healing to happen. And you're like, well, how am I allowing this? Like, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, I'm open-minded. Yeah, that's what you are. You're open-minded, but your healing comes from your higher self. Your higher self says, yes, this person's ready to, let in that love, let in that healing. So then the body then kicks in and does miraculous things. Humanity only uses, the average human uses 30% of their innate smart system, their innate immune system. When it kicks in, when you let go of the resistant thoughts, let go of the belief systems that no, this can't happen, just let it go and say, you know what, I trust, I surrender, I'm ready to heal. Then what you're doing is you're kicking into a higher level of your own personal healing. Along with all the support you're getting, miracles do happen. Now, some people get frustrated because, well, why isn't my miracle happening? Why am I taking very long to heal? It's because we all have our own subconscious thoughts, our own blocks, our own resistance, our own history, our own karma, our own everything. So don't compare yourself to somebody else. A lot of you know my journey. It's been 13 years, and for the first time in my life, I got better and better and better and better. And every 2 months I get even better. And I will never stop my personal journey. I'm going to keep going till the day I transition out, because working on yourself, finding your self-love, finding your self-respect, finding your self-worth is such a beautiful thing, because the mind heals, the emotion heals, the physical body heals, relationships heals, everything heals. So when we look at what's happening in your life, you can't be enlightened and be a victim at the same time. You can't say, I'm holding the light, but hold someone else in darkness. You can't say, I'm going to be enlightened, but not want to forgive somebody or something. This is the hardest part. This is as we chip away at resistance. We need to come to a place where we see everything and everyone in the light of God. Yes, we may not like someone's behavior. Yes, we may not want to spend time with them. Yes, they hurt us, and that person is no longer interacting in my life, but I don't hate that person. I don't resent them. I don't wish any harm on them. I see them as a being of light, living a journey and figuring out themselves. And yes, I co-created an issue with that person, but I wasn't the victim. I allowed them to do that to me because of what I felt about myself. It could be something in my subconscious. So every relationship, everything that's ever happened, we actually are co-creating that. And I know when people say, well, that doesn't make sense because my life's chaotic and this is going on. When your life is chaotic, sometimes it's that next layer coming out for healing, and it's showing you what's hiding in that subconscious mind. We all have duality, and we're chipping it away. Sometimes it flares up to show what we need to clear up. I've gone through the darkest days. I've gone through the family chaos. I've gone through 2 breakups. I've gone through places where I just thought, I can't do this anymore. I want to jump off a cliff. I've been there, but I got out of it. And how? I surrendered and realized the little Brenda wasn't getting it, wasn't understanding how to fix herself. So then I just let go, and I'm going to say I just let God in. I let my guides come in. I let a higher beautiful power guide me to my next step and my next step and my next learning lesson. And it has been a very long journey, but I would do it over again. I never want to do it over again, but let's just say I had to. If I knew, I would do it over again. But the beautiful thing is, as you're healing and as you're resolving a pattern of thought, a way of thinking, a belief system that's no longer serving, you're chipping away. Once you meet that experience, once you learn that lesson that you came here to learn, It's now gone. Then the next one will come. Now, some of my lessons have been 20-year-old lessons. I kept repeating them, repeating them, repeating them. Why? Why did I do that? Because I wasn't getting the lesson. Because the little Brenda thought the lesson was this. Oh, I need to be compassionate and kind, and this is what it is. No, you're letting that happen and happen and happen because you're not standing up for yourself. You're not showing yourself self-love. You're not. And then when I really decided, okay, little Brenda, this 3D person, doesn't understand the lesson, show me what it is. Talk to your guides, ask them for help. They will show you in ways you understand. Like sometimes they give you messages all the time, but if you don't understand the messages, say, okay, obviously I'm in something, I'm going through an experience to learn something. I'm missing the big picture here. What is it? And show me in a way I can understand. Sometimes it's so strange. All of a sudden, a stranger comes up to you and says, "Hey, blah blah blah." I'm like, why would that person say that? But oh my gosh, what they said made so much sense. So listen to the songs that are played. Sometimes they communicate in number combinations. Sometimes it's your son or your daughter saying something that you would have like, why are they saying this? Sometimes messages come through young children. Sometimes they come through unexpected coworkers. Be open to the signs of the universe when they're trying to talk to you and just keep inching forward. So when we're dealing with a session like today, and these healing energies are really magnified today, they've been really magnified lately. What you're getting is this personal bubble of light beings that are working with you specifically. So you're all in your own, I don't know, circles, bubbles, silos, independent from anyone else on the call. And whatever's ready for release, whether it's an emotional problem, a physical issue, a mental issue, whatever it is, and sometimes it's thousands of things, but percentages of them. And whatever is there to release releases, it leaves the earth plane. Now, sometimes we release a lot, sometimes it's a little. But the things that will not release are the lessons you need to learn. They will empty so much baggage from us, so much baggage. And I used to say, okay, why, after 13 years of healing, why do I still carry this? Well, it's because it is a lesson that I still need to learn. That is not going to go away, no matter who you have holding the space for you. Until you meet that lesson, it's there, repeating, different faces, different experience, same lesson, repeating, repeating. So when you start to look at your life and say, oh my gosh, I have this repeat of relationships or repeat of work issues or repeat of child relationships or repeat of whatever it is or patterns of thought, that's not going to leave until you acknowledge it and work through it and you get like a tick mark. Yes, you got it. Now it's gone. So it's chipping away, chipping away, chipping away. I learned the hard way. Very stubborn. I'm very, very stubborn. And it's not a good thing. For some things, for healing, it's not good to be stubborn. But for other things, it's good because you don't take for no for an answer. You keep trying and trying. So there's some type of balance needed, right? In everything we do. So the healing itself, you might feel thirsty during the call. Just drink all you want. When we're done the call, and eventually I'll go quiet and I'll just gonna start sending energy. But like I said, it's already flowing. You're gonna either have a very peaceful night because we're gonna get rid of a lot of crap, or there are some people who will burp all night, be anxious all night, be restless all night as they're processing. That is the way some people heal because we're all very unique. So, like I said, if you're at one of those people who sleep peacefully, fabulous. If you're one of those people that are up all night and they're like frustrated after a session like this, hey, just chalk it up like this is the way I heal. So maybe just stay up and write a journal. What thoughts are coming up? What do you think is your learning lessons? What do you need to let go? What is releasing today, let's say? And just kind of be with yourself. This is a very personal thing. Nobody can do your healing for you. There's no magic wand. All we can do as healing practitioners is hold the space for you to heal. Yes, we can kind of say, yeah, we know there's a pattern on you, and yeah, that could be. But in the end, you have to acknowledge it. You have to say, oh shit, my life kind of sucks. I love when people sit there and say, I'm sitting in front of you because I'm messed up. I'm so messed up. I don't even know what the hell's going on. That is a beautiful place to be. I remember being there because you're admitting, hey, I'm not perfect. Yeah, I tell the world, I show the world I'm perfect. We all have our social media accounts where we send all the love and all this great stuff. And then and people look at us and say, wow, look at that person's life. They don't know the backseat. You don't know what those people are going through behind the scenes. And another thing, who gives a shit what people think about you? You know, your life is your life. Be the best version of you. If you are in a relationship and you are unhappy, you are fearful, you are whatever, then, try to work on that relationship. Why keep your feelings quiet because you don't want to hurt your partner's feelings? You know what I find recently is I've seen it for a very long time. I've never really understood it. Is when people are in relationships and a husband and wife are not even talking, they're just living together, like so miserable. And recently I've gone to a function where there's a lot of married couples and they didn't look happy. There was so much anger and resentment and hurt feelings between them. And like they could use a really nice counseling session, a nice chat to just open up the air and say, listen, I'm unhappy in this relationship and this is why. Let's communicate. You obviously fell in love with that person for a reason. Try to find that connection, work at it. And if it's not going to work, then, I know it's scary. Maybe take that next step. Maybe figure out what's wrong with you. Change. And as you change, relationships can either grow stronger or they can maybe dissolve, or maybe they stay status quo, but you can be happier in wherever you're at. But work on you and don't care what people think about you. If if you say, okay, guys, you know what? No, I don't want to go to dinner tonight. I'm going to stay home and read a book. And all of a sudden you're the boring person who reads a book, but I'm working on myself. So be it. Or you're a single person and there's someone you really like, but they're not your culture and your family's not going to like that. But if that person brings you joy and you're happy, then who's to say then that's the route you have to be in? It's just very interesting when I see people being controlled by culture, by government, by friends, by family. In the end, the only person you have to kind of like report back to is you. Okay, yes, I'm the black sheep of my family, probably embarrassed my family, been divorced, had another relationship, had another kid, that didn't work out. Yeah, okay, I would be the worst person in any household saying, oh my God, yeah, that's my sister. Oh yeah, that's my daughter. Oh yeah, I know this girl who's gone through. And sometimes people will say, oh, but remember when you did this? Yeah, that was me going through me. I never liked being controlled. I never liked the social norms, but I played in the box that I was supposed to. And it wasn't until I hit rock bottom, when my life was falling apart, when my body started to fail, I just realized I spend this whole life pleasing everyone, but I never take care of the person who matters most, which is me. So it's not saying that's it, I'm running away from my kids and my responsibilities. No, those are responsibilities we have. But why can't we add some extra time to work on us? Why can't we take 15 minutes of our day to work on us, to feed our soul, to feed our connection, and really find out who we are? Because as we start to really pick apart us, and we decide, oh my gosh, there's a lot of things I do in this lifetime that weren't even for me. So there's a bit of selfishness there. And I would say self love is me first, which is selfishness. But if I'm going to sit here in my life and allow sickness to come over me, sadness, depression, and I talk to many people who feel at their wits' end, who just want to give up, either with their bodies, they just want to give up mentally, they just want to leave this planet. How many times do I hear, I just want to leave this planet? I've been there. I know that feeling. It's a very tough place to be. It's a very tough place we're in. We're amongst change with everything that's going on. We're amongst change with the relationships. There's been strain because of all that COVID. We all have to live together, and we all have, how many people have got divorced because of that? There's been lots of changes. And that is almost a beautiful time to go within and say, okay, well, who really am I? And a lot of people are doing that. And it's beautiful because it's happening at young ages, which is so cool because I only wish I knew this stuff at a young age. And when I talk to young people, I always tell them you have it going on. Just keep working at yourself because you have so much life ahead of you. But then at the same time, I'm talking to 68-year-olds and 74-year-olds and 82-year-olds that say, I want to focus on me now. It's beautiful. So it doesn't matter what age you wake up, what age you want to change. There's no right or wrong. It's focusing on you whenever you decide your timing is right. And people will make excuses. Oh, it's not right now because my kids are a certain age and I don't want to upset the family. And I'm not saying get divorced. Don't get me wrong. I am saying just look at your relationships and say, hey, let's talk. Communication is key. If you can bring communication back into a relationship, whether it's a relationship with a friend, a spouse, a partner, a child, that was just going to cultivate more love, more communication, more growth for everyone. And for those, I'm going to say moms, but it's not always just moms. There's the dads out there that do a lot, and the moms may not. Let's say there's always some type of imbalance in relationships. But if you come in the house one day and say teenage children where you're doing everything for them, say, okay, great, you guys are eating, perfect, because as of today I'm no longer cooking dinner every night. You guys are old enough to fend for yourself. There's food, cook, clean, take care of yourselves. I'm going to work on me. Well, they're going to look mortified, right? Like, oh my god, my mother cooks, she does laundry, she does this, she's worn out, but I don't care because I'm getting my needs met. These kids are going to be shocked, but their higher selves are going to clap because what you're doing is you're jolting them to grow up in a way that sometimes we stop. And that was I have many faults. I was overcompensating, doing everything and everything for everybody. And my guides taught me that was one of the biggest learning lessons I had to think, because I can keep people in bubbles, because I can keep their hurts away and keep darkness away from them, I can do that. But what am I doing? I'm stopping someone from growing. I'm stopping from someone to go get their own help for healing. So instead of them coming to me, I kept everyone on these bubbles, keeping oh, everyone's okay, right? Well, then I had to learn to let go. And they now have to come to me if they're feeling off and want a healing. Of course, I'll give it to them, but I'm no longer just doing it anymore. They need to come to me and say, hey, I'm not feeling well. I would love a session. Okay, great. I stopped chasing. I stopped putting people in these like pockets of bubbles to make sure they're okay. I'm stopping them from having experiences. And I had no right to do that. I was overcompensating, thinking that was something I was meant to do. I have this gift. Why not share it? Well, the trick is, I do have a gift. I have a gift to hold the space. I have the gift to pull out darkness. But I just can't go and start doing it to everyone who has darkness around them. I don't have the right to do that. But what I do have the right to do is do a free call. And anyone on this call today, I didn't call you up and say, hey, make sure you're on the call. My family's not on the call. I could scroll down and check. They all have the link. They want to join, they can join. But I'm not going to force anyone to join. But if you want to join, then you join. So that's what it is. It is sending out the love and letting people take it. It's not overcompensating by doing someone's laundry and this. That's not really love. That's what I learned. Okay. I used to do all that thinking I was being a loving mom. And what I learned is I was actually taking away their independence. So sometimes this is a spiritual journey, but sometimes it's just plain basic understanding of human behavior, which obviously I'm learning from a different aspect. So a lot of the things that are going on in our life, yes, some of it can be spiritual because we're influenced by so many things. There's cords between us. There's, when your child hurts, you hurt. I get all that, right? But there's also, if I say this is a reaction. If I do this is a reaction. What is the most healthier reaction? Sometimes I have to be the tough person. So it's learning, right? So these young kids that are learning at such a young age, they're going to be fabulous parents. They're going to be conscious parents. They're going to understand the boundaries, how to make their kids thrive and grow. And and be, and then there's other people that say, well, my parents were so tough. At age 12, I was making my lunch and all my friends were doing this, but I had to do all these chores. But you see what they're like now, and they made it. Yeah, they have some scar tissue. We all have scar tissue. So sometimes if your mom's too nice, we can go back and say, Mom, you were a good mom, but you were too nice, and because of that I suck. Mom, you were too tough, or Mom, you were this, your mom, you were that, or Dad, you were that. Everyone has some complaints about their parents, no matter the parent might think they're good or bad or whatever. But in the end, do what makes you feel good. Work on you, and don't care what your neighbor says, or your kids say, or your parents say, or that says. I mean, there are relationships, there are agreements in relationships. So if you're in a relationship and the relationship is between a husband and wife, these are the constraints of that relationship. If they're okay with you, great. But if there's something that's not, like, I used to feel like I was locked in a box a lot because I wanted to talk about my feelings, and my partner didn't want to talk about my feelings. I'm a talker. So then I always felt like I wasn't being heard, and I felt very sad all the time because I just wanted to talk, and I wasn't. So that was my issue. But instead of confronting and talking, I just held it in, and then I got sick. And I got very sick to the point where I had my awakening to wake up and say, okay, gotta fix me. So as I started to fix me, with the hope that as I fix myself, my partner would grow with me, because that is a possibility. But what happened in my case, we ended up dissolving and going our own way. Now, again, probably the best thing for both of us, because I was able to grow and not force that person to grow. And then there's no hard feelings. I love all the experience I've had with everybody, because they took the time to have an experience with me, which allowed me to grow. So whether you're doing something for others, which is beautiful, look at why you're doing it. Do you have a pleasing program where you feel like you have to please everyone to be liked? Or are you doing it for this reason or that reason? I look at every relationship, everything I do, say, okay, why am I doing this? Do I want everyone to like me? And back in the day, if you asked me who doesn't like me, I would say, no one. I think everyone likes me. Well, of course they did, because I could be the best coworker, the best worker, the best daughter, the best sister, the best mom, the best wife, the best friend. I could be everything, because what I did is I just conformed to what everybody wanted. I could mold everything. I just wasn't me. I was everything else to everyone else. When I started to become me, I'm, very particular about my time, very particular where I spend my time, very particular on what I'm doing. I chose me. Now you ask, Brenda, how many people don't like you? There are many people that don't like me. And I remember when someone asked me that question, they said, good, now you're getting it. You found the love for yourself. And then you stop caring what people think. I'll never please everybody. Never. It's impossible. It gets exhausting when you're a pleaser doing everything. So when you start to find that self love and say, this is Brenda, this is who I am, this is what I do. If you like it, great. And if you don't like it, hey, you know what, no hard feelings. Not everyone's gonna like me. It's okay. And you just send them on their way with love. No resentment, nothing. Just go, be you and be awesome. Right? So, and then when you're going through something, and a lot of people will say this, as they're going through a lot of self work, they go very internal for a while. So you may go off the grid for 2 or 3 weeks while you're going through a personal issue, as you're releasing things, because it's exhausting. There might be some crying involved, journaling, lots of sleeping. We can get very tired as we're going through these changes. And that's okay. And then people say, well, where have you been? Yeah, I was working on myself again. And I always get like, again? Yeah, it's been like, yeah, I do. Things bubble up. But the cool thing is I recently had a reading, and this guy's really good. And I love him because I already know, but it's hard to read myself. So I love getting a reading from this gentleman, because he's very in tune, but he's a third party. He doesn't really care about me, which way I go, whatever, but he's going to read me based in a very neutral way. And when he read me, it was like so phenomenal, because he said, you are going down to the roots of your biggest issues and they're just dissolving. He goes, they're breaking. I go, yeah, I do so much work on myself. So it's nice. I know I'm making progress. It's been a long journey, but it's nice to get a third person saying, "Oh my gosh, I've never seen anyone just go breaking everything." Yeah, I work on myself every single day. So this stuff does work. It's not just energy work. Affirmations are so important. Waking up in the morning and just say, "Today I surrender. Whatever the light beings know is best for me, I give you permission to come into my life. I say no to the darkness. I say no to any interference, and I will not be influenced from anything, the media, the friends. The only thing that's going to influence me is the call of my own heart. That's it. And I hold strong. And yes, it pisses off the mom sometimes. And yes, it pisses off so and so. But in the end, when I go to bed with a clear conscience. I don't lie. I just being me. I'm not lying to myself. I am just being Brenda, plain simple Brenda. But it feels so damn good to be me. And back in the day, I used to hide the strange girl that I was to conform. And I just finally in my skin, I'm getting so comfortable in it. It feels so wonderful. So if any of you are feeling that I'm not being me, start going through those layers and say, I'm going to be me. And it takes time to break the programming of what we are expected. And to say, there's still some programming there for me. I'm not done. I'm not nearly, I've got a big chunk of it gone, and I know I'm making huge progress. But we live on planet Earth, and there's a lot of determiners of what shapes us and how we think and what we're doing, but it's just chipping them away as they come in. So it's a lifelong journey. So you don't have to be here. Where you are is perfect and evolving, but as you start going through your life's journey and self-healing, just enjoy the ride, although it can feel very uncomfortable sometimes. But then when you're out of it, you're at that new level, you can look back and say, wow, that was uncomfortable, but look where I am now. And you just watch yourself grow, 3 months later, 7 months later, 1 year later. We're not the same person we were 1 year ago. So never give up on you. And see, I just went off on a tangent. I did come in with the intention, because nobody actually had a question. I think there's one person that did have a question that I will probably go out and write personally to. But what I wanted to talk about today is, don't care about what other people think. You'll never please everybody. Please yourself, because that's what self-love is, me first. And that's really the bottom line with everything that we do. Okay, so with that being said, I'm gonna play some music. I'm gonna just drink a little bit. I'm very thirsty. I'll play some music in the meantime. The energy is gonna flow. Sometimes I move my hands. Sometimes you see me talking. I'm talking to my guides, not really for anyone to hear. Sometimes I do the out loud sessions, usually in a smaller group. But what I'm asking are these beautiful beings of light that are coming in. They're not just my guides, they're your guides. It's just a collage of beautiful beings. We're doing this together. I might start the healing, but all of our energies kind of swirling into this beautiful blue beam of light. We're going to ask everyone to take their share. So go into the receiving mode, give yourself permission to heal. And as we're doing that, I always set the intention that anyone in your household, this energy is available to them. We can't force it on anyone, but it's available for them to use. Any pets, we do a clearing of your house, and then we start to send it out to all of Mother Earth. That is all of humanity, the oceans, the forests, the air, everything. And it's just so beautiful because you can see it just swirling around, and it is that powerful. The light on this planet is getting stronger every second of the day. And what that means is people's hearts are opening. As people's hearts open, they light up. They're allowing more. They're getting rid of the darkness within them. And that's like a popcorn effect, and it's adding more light on the planet. So we say when the light is increasing, yes, we're getting more support than ever before, but it's humanity that needs to wake up and open their hearts and release the darkness. That's what the ascension process is. Humanity created the mess we're in. Humanity has to uncreate it and create something better. So when you see something like war, instead of being disgusted by it, instead of ignoring it, you acknowledge it. And you say, okay, war, it's just the darkness playing out. you'd have no power, and you will not be in our new reality, our new earth. War will no longer exist there. Love, joy, compassion, non-judgment, that's what's going further. So what you're doing is you're taking the energy that feeds that crap that's happening on the planet, and you're taking it out and sending love, saying no more, that's it, we're done. So we're taking back our power as humanity. It's human consciousness that is powerful. So when you take a stand, if you see people gossiping and or getting mad because someone didn't do something that's, you know, expected, that's when you say, hey guys, why don't you just mind your own business? That person is living their truth. So I mean, I never get into gossiping. Generally, I'll make a comment to someone like, why even waste your breath on that? Why don't you add love to the planet instead of adding anger and judgment and all that stuff? But you know, some people aren't ready to hear that. So instead of getting confrontational with something like that, in my heart, I'll just send them love. And I'm not mad at them, I'm not angry at them. I just see them as some a soul that's still growing, and they will wake up in their own time. So you look at everything with the love of God and not keeping anything out of the darkness. We are all in the light, because I can't hold the light and keep someone else in the darkness. It doesn't work. We send light to everything and everyone very, very, very powerfully. And that is what's going to change this beautiful world into a very beautiful world. Okay, I'm not going to talk again because I could talk all day. All right, here we go. Let's play some music. My beautiful beings of light. Are you ready to heal? Say yes, say yes, say yes, because you are very powerful. You can heal at any level. Let's get this going. I'm going to share the music. Here we go. I'm going to drink it. Okay, everyone. That was pretty intense. I actually had a lot of watery eyes. I think it was just the intensity of the energy. So I'm gonna drink something. So each of you have been infused with your own requirements for healing. Lots of love, lots of intelligent energy that knows what you need to heal. It will work for about 4 to 5 days. The way to get the best effect of the healing is to continue to give permission. Give permission to your guides, give permission to the light. I'm ready for healing. I may not understand what I need, but I'm ready for it. So allow it to happen. Then drink lots of water, because as things start to leave the physical body, drinking the water, it kind of just releases lots of toxins. So you may wake up in the middle of the night extremely thirsty, and it might be an odd thing. Just wake up and drink. And if you have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, who cares? Just allow that healing to happen. And if it exceeds more than 4 or 5 days, give me a call. But generally, it usually tapers off by about 5 days. If some people say they can't stop drinking, it does go away. And then just keep allowing. Just keep allowing. If you wake up in the night and you're anxious, just say, hey, I'm allowing the healing. Just, we're all different on how we feel. Some people have a beautiful way of healing. They just feel completely relaxed and in peace. They sleep well. And wow, very lucky people that go through that. Some of us have more anxiety, burping, restlessness, and that's the way we heal, and that's okay too. So there's no right or wrong. It's a unique thing that's unique to you. So everyone, if anyone has a question, I'll just stay here and kind of monitor it, or you can just talk out loud, which is fine as well. I'm just going to drink some water, and if there's no questions, we'll call it a night. Go relax. It's already 10 o'clock, and have a hopefully a nice peaceful sleep. We always send that intention, but not everyone actually falls asleep peacefully, and that's okay as well, as I said. So if anyone has questions, you can type them. If not, I'll just drink and we'll end the call. I don't usually drink water bottles because I go through way too many. But I just grabbed one down here as I didn't have enough water. Before a session, I'll drink one of these during a session, and then after about 4 of those, I drink lots of water. And that's just allowing those toxins. Unfortunately, I pick up some of the sticky energy, so I have to do my cleansing now to get rid of it. And drinking water is one way that helps me out. The other thing I will say is I kind of forgot, but I'll just send it in an email. I sent out a mini survey to some people, and September 10th, I'm going to run just a day retreat with the option of staying the night. I'll send more details if you're interested. It'll be fun. It's always fun when it's in groups, because when we do group healing, they're much more intense than individual. So everyone, have a beautiful night. Sleep well, and we're all in this together, and humanity will get through this, but it's one person at a time, one issue at a time, and it's a process. So it took thousands of layers to get into the mess we're in, and we're accelerating out of it very quickly, although it doesn't feel fast enough, but it's moving a lot faster than expected, I believe. All right, everyone, have a peaceful sleep, heal, love yourself, and do well. Okay, we'll chat soon, and have a lovely night. Thank you. Bye-bye.